Hey guys, we're here at the Printing United Expo in Las Vegas at the American Print and Supply booth with Mr. Rob Super. How's it going,
What's
Rob?
up, Zach? How you doing today? Day 3.
Yeah, day 3 in Vegas. Time was warped. What do we got here today?
All right, so what we have here is our newest release. It's called the Hydra, and this is a 9-color printer. Why is it 9-color? It has CMYK, and then red, green, blue, and orange. So it's an expanded gamut printer. This is a 6-head machine, so we're still retaining the speed of a 4-color machine, but we're adding a wide color gamut to it now. It has 2 color heads that are the CMYK, 2 that are RGBO, and 2 white heads. The beauty of this is now we're talking getting closer and closer to Pantone accuracy, and then we're hitting a spectrum of colors that are completely outside the CMYK range. Anyone that's ran DTF, you know, you have some trouble colors. Pastels, this would virtually be impossible on a CMYK printer to hit this. Silvers, golds, things that were typically kind of grainy and hard to hit. Now with these additional colors, really does a great job of integrating that into the rip and utilizing these expanded gamuts. It's not a spot color, so you know sometimes with like fluorescence, it's a spot color. This is actually blending the colors across the entire spectrum, which makes it super unique as well. And as you can see, this thing is extremely fast. We're printing, you know, upwards of 250 to 300 square foot an hour in a production setting. So even though we're adding more colors, we're not degrading the speed. So it's still extremely fast and in a very high volume output.
Like, yeah, 250 square feet an hour. I mean, that is pumping out.
Yep.
What's one of these machines run, Rob?
So retail on this is $45,000. That comes with on-site installation and training, turnkey. You know, we come out and do the install and set it up. It's generally a 2-day process. By the time we walk out of there, you'll be ready to run production. You know, we do a full pre-install and post-install checklist. Teach you everything you know from end to end, whether it's maintenance, you know, basic wear and tear items I need to keep an eye on, weekly, monthly, you know, periodically. Training the operating, the software, and the rip. We do a custom color calibration. Super critical.
It is.
If we're going to have 9 colors and we don't have the rip dialed in with a custom calibration in your environment, you know, what's the point, right? We want extreme color accuracy and also being able to hit all these vibrant colors that we wouldn't be able to get with CMYK. So that means we're doing a custom color profile. We're busting out the spectrophotometer, doing it in your environment, and setting you up on a custom one-of-one color profile for this machine. And that all comes in that package.
Yeah, and again, it's extremely important because if you were to install, I don't care what brand of printer in this room, you just can't take it and install it in anybody's shop and think that those colors are going to be exactly the same anywhere else.
Absolutely, absolutely. Environment's critical. So we start with the baseline, and then to really dial it in, it needs that fine detail and that custom calibration. And then periodically, we're going to do a you know, linearization on and check it. Just like, you know, as people age with time, part doesn't work at 100%. You need to you know, fine tune it. So every once in a while, we're going to do an adjustment and make sure that the colors are where they need to be.
Wow, even before you know it's been printed and so forth, I can just see the colors that are often a struggle with just CMYK. I'm also real impressed your gradients and you know the. I mean, anytime you got to do something like the cloud and so forth, it gets difficult. Also the hand,
yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, that's one thing we really focus on too, right? Because that's the biggest thing you hear about DTF is, oh, the hand, the hand, the hand. If you cater the technology, so it starts with good artwork preparation, of course, but then you're following the recipe of the film, ink, and powder in the machine, you can get the hand dialed in where you hand this to somebody that's even seasoned, they're like, well, what is this? I can't tell. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want you to know that's DTF. The hand problem no longer is an issue, and then your customer base isn't complaining about, oh, I'm wearing a rubbery vest. So cater to the technology, good artwork prep, and then following the recipe. Less is more. Really critical, the powder and also the white ink. You want that opacity. If you've ever seen a bad transfer, basically you're getting the substrate poking through, and that's poor opacity, whether it's the not adequately powdered or poor quality powder, or your white ink just isn't opaque enough, and that's super critical, especially when we're talking, again, color accuracy.
So Rob,
yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Well, and I see you have this dryer here. What does this go for?
Yeah, so this is what we're calling the Smart Duster. It's got some nice features on it. One of the biggest things is it's got a little bit of a droop before it goes into the dusting machine, and that provides a safety net. If anybody's ran, some of the older generation dusters, it's got a heat tray that lines into the duster. We've eliminated that entirely, and that helps prevent head strikes. So if you were to walk away from the duster and it starts pulling on the film, it can lift it up and have a head strike.
Like
Jay's over here waving them off. Yeah.
Hey, Well, Jay installed my printer, and it's amazing. I haven't totaled that thing the way we do it sometimes. But so, how much is the dryer shaker?
It comes with the package.
So the whole thing, 45.
Yeah, whole
with
thing.
the install.
With the install, yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, and what we're seeing, depending on what setup you have, this can replace 2 or 3, even sometimes 4 printers in one package. So if you think about an operator standpoint, instead of having 4 operators standing around running machines, now I have 1 operator doing the same output. Super efficient process. And when you get this all dialed in too, it's pretty much running itself. It's not unintended printing, of course. We still have to keep an eye on things. But I can walk away from this for a little bit and have some confidence that I'm not going to have a head strike or have an issue downstream. It's going to track really nicely. It weighs the powder as it goes through, so it's adding powder only as it needs to. It's got under and over curing, so we're getting curing on both sides of the transfer.
Oh, really? You have under curing as well?
Under curing as well, yes, sir.
And what are we applying at?
275 for 12 seconds, instant hot peel. Special film that we developed just for this machine to help run the speed, but also the color accuracy. The colors aren't bleeding. You've seen that on some poor quality coatings on films. The colors tend to bleed a little bit. This film was specially developed for this machine, and it helps you get that efficiency, but more importantly, the color retention.
And what are some of the advantages of also having that bottom heat in the dryer?
Yeah, it's just like, anything, right? If I only apply top heat, maybe that underlayer isn't getting evenly cured. So now with the top and bottom heat, we're getting even heat on both sides of the transfer, and it creates a better finished product. Helps you with consistently hot peeling the product.
Because you have a perfect cure.
Exactly. We want to make sure it's not greasy looking on the backside or goopy. You want to have a little bit of an orange peel effect on there. Make sure that powder is cured nice and evenly.
And the colors, again, with having that additional red, green, blue, and orange. Was that a challenge to get that all dialed in to not be a spot and actually be using all those colors?
Yeah, so we worked with the RIP manufacturer that actually flew in, came to our factory for 3 days, and we sat down and went through the whole software, built new drivers for it, did a whole custom color calibration. We ended up scanning over 450,000 gamuts, which is, a typical CMYK printer. We were seeing, on the good range, we were seeing 270 to 300,000. Now we're hitting 450,000 plus.
Wow.
So anyone that's serious about color, if you're doing corporate type jobs that need to have color consistency and accuracy, this is the platform for you. It absolutely solves those problems.
Rob, where can our viewers go to learn more about, this printer? And you do a lot of things as well. I mean, you're doing UV, DTF, you have UV,
UV
and guys, just so you realize, he actually does cut and sew in-house. We toured his shop, real impressive operation. They're making this there. If you guys ever need to outsource cut and sew, sublimation, used all over sublimation. American Print on demand.
That's right. Yeah. If you want to learn more about it, just reach out to us at American Print Supply. You can send us an email, info@americanprintsupply.com, or you can call us 309-328-8767. We'll get you in touch with one of the sales technicians, and we're happy to talk through anything you need to know. We are taking orders on these, so we officially launched it here at Printing United, and we're excited to bring this new expanded gamut color machine to the market.
Last question for you.
Yep.
How'd you come up with the Hydra?
6-headed Hydra.
6-headed Hydra. All right, Rob. Well, thank you so much. Again, guys, check out American Print and Supply.
All right. Thanks a lot, Zach.
Thanks, Rob.